Hi, Jelly. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So I
How are
wanted,
you?
I'm really good, thank you. I wanted to welcome you and introduce you. So you're Jelly. You've worked with me on my program, and
Very first release of the program.
yes, the first release of the program. And um, you, it's been a while since you've completed, and you are in a really different place actually now. And may I share that you are in
Yeah.
a, yeah, you're entering motherhood again.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah, I'm 21 weeks pregnant.
fantastic. Would you mind sharing with us what made you what what made you reach out to me?
Um, so when I read your email about your program that you're releasing at that time, like a lot of those that you wrote really resonated with me. I've had a really traumatic birth. During the birth of my first child, I almost died, and that had so much impact on me, negative impact, really. It took me a long time to kind of talk about it, get over it. But even then, like, there were still so much negative thoughts and like that feeling of being angry all the time that somehow manifested as well on my family. And I thought, okay, there must be a better way to kind of deal with this. And when I read your email, it was like, okay, maybe I'll give this a try. I mean, my husband has been encouraging me to kind of go see a specialist or a therapist to kind of maybe work on these issues that I'm having. So I thought, okay, yeah, I'll give this a try, and I'll invest in myself. And it was really worth it.
Okay, fantastic. And were there things related to your body at the time, also in your health and your body, that were any driving forces behind your decision also?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, I kind of at that time I kind of accepted that my body will change, but it's more about my mindset that that was kind of really affecting me so much. Like all these negative thoughts and self-limiting beliefs all the time. It's because, yeah, because of that traumatic birth, but also like at work I wasn't really happy, and I had a really had a really bad experience as well with the boss after my maternity leave, so that even made it worse.
Okay, and did you feel that you were carrying those things still, even when they were, you know, years past? So your little, your baby, who's not a baby so much now, is 4 or 5 years old.
He's 4, yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah. So you were even though there was some time that had passed, those things were you still felt. Did you feel you were living them still? Did you have
Yeah,
flashbacks to those things and events? Did they feel still very real in your life?
yeah, they were, and they were really affecting my decision about whether I want to have another one, because I was just so traumatized, and I felt like because of all these negative beliefs and feeling angry all the time, I felt like I might not be built to be a mom, because I really had a hard time bonding with my baby for the first 6 months or a year because of that experience. And it made I had a lot of guilt. I just wanted to get rid of that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I can really feel and relate to that, and it's painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you feel you had to go to dark, difficult places to address this? And how would you say um, this level of work you did on the program? How did that make you face things you were not in a position to face before, or didn't know how to face before? Can you explain how the program helped you there?
The program helped me understand like where I was coming from. It helped me to dig deeper than my traumatic birth experience. So I had to kind of actually go back to, like, yeah, this is quite typical in psychology, but like go back to childhood and kind of what what was it that I was going through then, and why has it affected, for example, my traumatic birth experience. I kind of connected the dots in a way. It helped me did that. It also helped me realize that I lack good female role models in my life. And I mean, I don't see it as negative, but I see it as kind of something that maybe I can work on, and that, like, I don't have to be like, you know, those negative female that I had looked up to before. Kind of work on myself. Yeah. So the yeah, and other things like helped me the program helped me also improve my confidence at work, um, with other people, like just being more social. Helped me accept my body even more, and that I can actually change how my body looks as well. I just have to work on it.
Yeah, fantastic. That's beautiful, Cher. Thank you. And um, what part of the program did you enjoy the most, that you felt really drove? I mean, there's probably more than one, but if you could pick one thing that you thought that, gosh, I really enjoyed that, and I think about that a lot, and I not think about it, but you use in your life daily now.
I actually really enjoyed the mindset guidance from your videos on the Facebook page. I listen to them on my commute to work, and then kind of they serve to me as kind of regular reminders, holding me accountable for my progress and development in the program. But also, the program helped me to cultivate a meditation practice, so it's now part of my routine. So helping me to be kind of mindful of my thoughts and behavior, and help me to kind of raise positive energy vibrations. I mean, there's other things that I like in the program, but also, of course, I enjoy your one-to-one fitness coaching sessions.
Yeah,
I always look forward to that.
Yeah, and also what you can lift and what you can do is in itself like, wow, I didn't think I could be able to do that, and that pushes the boundaries to think if you can do that in your fitness, you can do that in your mindset of doing anything. It's all very transferable. But sometimes some people don't see that. They don't see those things hand in hand, that I could only lift 5 kg and now I can lift 30.
Yeah.
That some people will just see that as, oh well, that's just my body fitness, not see it as transferable to the mind. And so that's why that's one of the reasons why I created the program, because actually there's a big gap, I find, between how we're training our mind and how we're training our body. And so that's great that you shared that. And when you worked into any of the energy space around the program, because I definitely go down this avenue, I don't drill it. It's not, the whole program's not in that direction, but it definitely has that feel. Did you feel that, and how did you feel that worked for you? Were you open to that? Did it work for you, and was it enough, or did you want more?
I did see some signs from the universe. Like, it's very woohoo.
I love it.
Yeah, when I was working during the program, I kind of, there's always this subconscious resistance to kind of say, you can't do this. But then, like, I would see something like maybe a quote on the train when I was in London, for example, a quote on the train saying something like, don't give up, and like, oh, okay. It's like answering that, a counter, don't know the word now, but yeah, like they're just countering that negative thought that I have in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yes, yeah, I should always remember that. But yeah, it's just really interesting. You just have to be, if you are open to like what you're seeing or what you're feeling like from the universe will actually kind of just give you signs. And I know it's just really very woohoo right now, but yeah, that was how I was feeling. And until now, I mean, I still sense that it's kind of talking to me.
Yeah. Well, I do. I mean, I'm so connected to the universe, even more so. And I want to help people tap into that, and not drum it down anybody's throat, but open it there as a door that you can walk through and explore, or you don't have to. But there are definitely elements of it that can help you, even if you don't want to go all the way down there. So tell me a little bit about your experience of manifesting and relating that to your mindset, and how you developed your habits and training habits, routine, how you felt as a mother, how this all then related to quashing those guilty feelings, and just share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so what I really learned from the program working with you was that doing small changes help, kind of developing those micro habits. So it's just a matter of, like, for me, it's starting small. So I first tried the meditation. So I did kind of, let's say, like 1 minute in the morning. And then I eventually or gradually increased that to 10, 15, 20. And I downloaded like guided meditations apps. I really like this guy called David G. He just calms me whenever I hear his voice. So yeah, that's still what I listen to in the mornings, sometimes in the evenings. So yeah, kind of just developing that gradually. And then the same with journaling. Like I'm not really a fan of like writing my thoughts down, but yeah, it helped me see things in a bigger picture, kind of, especially during a day when I'm just feeling really bad and like it's just negative. So I just kind of say, okay, what's great about today? Kind of writing down my daily brilliance, like what did I do to make this day a bit better? Just kind of reminding myself that. And I have my journal here and just kind of reminding, kind of reading through this, like, oh yeah, that was how I felt at that time. It's good to go through that too.
Yeah, and seeing how far you've come, right? And just and not always thinking, oh, I've got to get here, but really appreciating where you are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. In thanks all the time, right? Do you what do you think held you back from doing this before now?
I think it was fear. It was definitely fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of, I think it's fear of knowing like what what I am actually made of. I remember when I was doing yoga, and together with yoga we were also kind of doing meditation. And then there's something that just kind of happened to me that felt, oh, I'm not comfortable with this anymore. There was something with it that I have to kind of look deeper into myself. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I think it was that. It was that fear. I don't want to know what's deep in there. It was that, and I was not open to it. But then eventually, it's like, okay, I am tired of all these things. Okay, maybe I should try it and just give it a go.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And what do you feel all this work you've done on yourself through the program on yourself has enabled you to do that you couldn't do before?
Well, because now I'm pregnant, I couldn't really do all those lifting things. But when I was doing your program, I was really amazed of the things that I could do. Like I could lift like really heavy weights, like almost the same as my weight. And that was amazing. And I could feel my strength like getting better each week. And that was really empowering. What else? I'm still working on patience. I really have not much patience, especially now when I'm homeschooling my child. But yeah, it's something that I'm aware of and I'm working on. Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of, so that's, you achieved great things during that time in terms of your strength and changes in your body too. But aside of that, because you know now that you could do it once, you can do it again. But do you think you would be having a baby now? Do you think you would have pulled that energy from wherever, you know, from the quantum, from the universe? Do you think you would have? Do you think you would be here? I mean, it's hard to tell, I know, but do you think you subliminally manifested a child by clearing?
To be honest, I was in denial that I got pregnant. It was like, I was a bit frustrated. I'm like, why I'm doing this program and then I got pregnant? Like, why? Like, I wasn't planning on being pregnant. So yeah, that was quite a surprise. But then eventually when I looked deeper, I kind of understood that I have been given an opportunity to actually work on the things that had affected me during the first birth, that this is an opportunity to kind of turn that around and make that positive, and to actually connect with my baby when it arrives, and yeah, and make that a positive birth, a positive kind of motherhood at the start. So it's kind of okay, all right, yeah, I'm grateful for that. I appreciate that. And it helped me shift my mindset a bit from being frustrated to, okay, all right, yes, it is a time for improving on that and work on it.
Yeah, and so you did say, I remember you talking about your age and thinking, because I did ask you, do you think you'll have another child? And you were like, I'm not sure, but yeah, if we're going to do it, I want to do it before I'm 40.
Yeah.
And
yes.
and so, you know, the universe works in a very strange way. You obviously wanted to clear that energy from your first birth experience and the first year of being a mother. So that I remember when you told me, I was ecstatic. I mean, at the same time, I could feel your energy of, oh yes, I've done this program, I've got my food in order, I've got my body like quite shredded. If I remember, you know, I know the photos. And I thought, oh, I know she's going to be like, oh no, I've done all this work on my body and now I'm going to have a baby. But you have muscle memory, so you are not going to be needing to worry. But for me, when you said that, I was immediately in joy that you had manifested, you'd cleared so much to enable this. And that for me, I just felt, oh, I just felt lifted for you, that you were able to enter into a new realm of possibility. Yeah, and you've got all the tools to work through these things. So do you feel you have tools that you can draw
Yes,
on?
I do. Yeah, I do feel that I have the tools, and that your guidance and also your program had helped me to kind of develop that and incorporate it in my daily practice.
That's fantastic. And again, thank you for sharing that and being really honest. Did you find the format of the information being delivered online, did that work for you, having it rather than it being written and you having to read it, listening to material and being online, did that work for you?
Yeah, that worked for me. And also I'm used to kind of listening to podcasts and things when I'm driving to work. So yeah, that helped. Instead of kind of reading, because it's hard for me to read. Well, it's difficult to read while drive. But yeah, so yeah, that helped. Although coupled with your weekly check-ins and one-to-one sessions, that was even better to help reinforce the messaging.
And what is it, do you think, created the shifts you needed? If you were to think, what things did you have to do to create those shifts? You said you went deep. Do you think it was all the habits and you've been able to check in, being held accountable? Is it all those things, or do you think it was more just the shift in your mindset? What do you think it was?
I think it's a combination of all those things, because it was always you that kind of giving me reminders and holding me accountable. And when I have doubts, like, you're there to kind of guide me in a way. So, but then also, yeah, you have that guidance of kind of how you can develop your daily habits. So kind of going through that, and making sure that I'm eating healthy, no sugar. That helped a lot. So it's not just on my own, working on my own, but like having you there guiding me, reminding me, holding me accountable really, really helped.
Great, fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. And you said no sugar. So was that a choice? You wanted to keep sugar at an absolute minimum throughout the whole time? Because I don't really say,
it was a choice.
Yeah, I don't have a plan per se that says, right, you cannot eat X, Y, Z. It's more of a guidance for you to have create a lifestyle that's going to take you into the rest of your life, as opposed to follow this plan, eat this food at lunch, breakfast, so forth. So did you feel that was setting you up so you could go out and continue on your life, having a good lifestyle, as opposed to following a diet?
Yeah, I think I appreciated that there was no kind of set food or set plan. You just said, okay, no sugar for this week, or you incorporate tiny amounts of salt. You have this kind of guidance. But yeah, I think I did a no sugar, like strictly no sugar, for a month, just to check my discipline as well. But yeah, I managed to do it, and then eventually I kind of incorporated like dates and all these natural sources of sugar. Yeah, and I actually noticed that I have clearer kind of thinking. It helped me to like really follow through what habits I wanted to develop during that month. So yeah, I think it was helpful not to have sugar, because sugar kind of, when I started like now, I'm I'm eating sugar again, obviously. There are days when I feel like I'm just in a fog. But yeah, it kind of maybe because it's what I'm eating. So yeah, like whatever you put in your body really affects your mind in a way.
Yeah, most definitely. And I can 100% agree with that. Even when I too not having a particularly good day, that things fog as food, terrible foods, processed foods, and it's bringing that to the forefront, talking more about processed foods and things like that, and getting people to understand what's in these things and what actually it's doing to your body, as opposed to okay, well, don't eat that, but actually, do you know this is and that the food companies don't have your back. They're not about making you healthy, they're about making money. So I would like to reiterate that it's not all about making you eat a certain way, and it's also not about you having to divulge everything that's going on for you. I didn't ask. I could see you were doing your deep search into your early childhood, but I was very sensitive. I was aware, but I didn't probe. I didn't ask you to tell me everything. Did that work for you? did you want to share more, or did you feel that you were able to just share what you needed to share and had enough support while you were doing that level of work?
Yeah, I think so. Like I also appreciate that you didn't ask me to divulge or share about my early childhood, because there are some details that I probably wouldn't share. But yeah, like it was just like you guiding me and kind of to understand like how did that affect me now at this stage, and kind of trying to get through that, like accepting that it happened and then kind of get through that, overcome that um in some way.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
That's great. And have you learned things about yourself you didn't realize would relate to your commitment to the best version of yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I've had learned a lot about myself. I learned that, sorry, what was the question again?
Well, have you learned things about yourself that you didn't realize would relate to you living and being the best version of yourself? You know, so your health, your fitness, your mindset. Other thing, because a lot of people will just think, yeah, I'm all right, my mindset's good, and I just eat, you know, good food, but they sometimes don't realize we eat subconscious, we eat things we don't realize we put something in our mouth. Have you learned things about yourself that you didn't realize would relate to the way you were living your life?
It was about when we reached that chapter on female, what was it, female history syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, it was about that I learned about why I have this low self-confidence. It was because I didn't have good female role models growing up. My mom and my grandmother also didn't really show kind of good confidence in themselves. And that's how I kind of understand more about myself.
Okay, so you learned some things about yourself, and you've taken steps, action. I think that's great. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And that is, you know, going far, sharing things that are deep inside you. So thank you for sharing that. And would you recommend the program?
Of course.
Work on yourself in a much deeper way than just thinking about how you eat and how you move. What would you say about how the three work together for you?
So for me, together they make kind of a holistic and sustainable approach to fitness and well-being. So as you said, whenever people think about fitness, it's almost always just referring to the physical fitness, when in fact it is more than that. So also mental and emotional fitness are as important. So your program has actually helped me to work on these three areas together, and they help me kind of work towards achieving the best version of myself. So in this program, I partly focused on working on my mindset so that I can develop mental strength and change my self-limiting beliefs into kind of an empowering narrative. But also it helped me develop new habits, new micro habits such as meditation, taking green smoothies for breakfast, which I still do. I love them. I like, I mean, I've always liked to kind of learn about new things, so to self-improve. So I'm still on that, and I still do short workouts as well, even when I'm pregnant. So yeah, the things I have learned from this program are still with me. So I really think I still have the tools to kind of work on them when I give birth.
That's fantastic.
And trying to go back to that body again.
Yeah,
Working on it.
Yeah, but you'll go with the flow, right? And you've got
Yeah.
the tools that make the mindset, the tools of knowing that you're not the chatter, because that's what it is. It's understanding this chatter that we
Yeah.
have, right? And you use the word perfectly, narrative, an empowering narrative, and it's having the tools to be able to do that, but having the support that holds your hand consistently for a long enough period of time. And I have extended it. So you were in version 0.1 or version 1, zero, or whatever the versions anyway. Second version now is 12 weeks, because I identified from working with my clients that I want to hold you for longer, hold accountability, and there's just that little bit more that I believe you can be more can be embedded over a 12-week period of time, as opposed to 8 weeks. But did you feel immersed through the time you were on the program?
Yeah, definitely. Like I was always thinking about it. Like even in my commute to work, I listen to your audio, I listen to other inspiring podcasts, and I like even at work, like at my lunchtime, I would kind of catch up on your video guidance as well.
Fantastic. And would you say you're in a more joyful, happy place right now, even, although your body is completely different because you're entering motherhood again? Aside of that, how do you feel in your joyfulness and happiness and living your best version of yourself right now?
Right now, despite the situation that we're all in, it's really tough. I mean, I have to say, working from home, homeschooling, but I feel like I don't have that anger with me all the time, like anymore. Like I'm just not angry. Like I'm accepting that we are all in this situation. We're not alone. I'm still working on my patience with homeschooling. I'm not built to be a teacher, but
We're all feeling that. Don't worry, we're all feeling that way.
but yeah,
We're in
like
lockdown. Yeah, we're in lockdown.
No, but I think that like for me and as for us as a family, that I think we are thriving. We are getting through this situation together, and I feel like we are working as a team as well. So it that having that kind of mindset, working on my mindset, shifting that helped me to be more accepting with things that I can't control. And like just reminding myself that it's not as bad.
That's great. Well, that's amazing, because in lockdown there's so many people that are struggling. So you use the word thriving, and do you feel you're gaining great experiences that the universe is presenting to you, that do you feel like you're grabbing them with both hands and getting the most out of this lockdown, even though we know there are many people that are in suffering, pain, and losing lives?
Yeah.
Be really real here, and I'm not here to dismiss that whatsoever, because there is definitely that energy, but I really want to push great positive energy and send healing energy to those that are in suffering and pain, and for families that are losing loved ones. But for you, how do you feel, like, aside of the thing of homeschooling and managing your work, do you feel that you've been given a unique opportunity?
Yes, yeah. I've been given an opportunity to connect more with my family, to kind of work as a unit. And I mean, it's difficult to kind of manage and be productive at work while homeschooling, but I'm also very privileged to work with an organization that are very understanding with the situation. So, I mean, yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
good.
I'm just trying to take this opportunity as well to kind of learn more about how to cook things, bake. So that's what I do, kind of just making this family healthy and yeah, just
Using
thrive.
strategies. Yeah, that's good, because you are, as being pregnant, you are vulnerable. You've been considered vulnerable. Uh,
Yeah.
and so has your mindset practices helped you work through what that can present to your chatter?
I don't have that much chatter at the moment.
Good. That's good.
I've had that chatter kind of being reminded of my traumatic birth, like maybe the first month and a half, and I actually talked to you about it. But now it's like, yeah, well, if I will be on my own at birth because COVID is still there, I'm like, I think I'll be fine. Yeah.
Fantastic. You're rocking it, Jelly. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing. I feel so privileged that that you reached out and you came to work with me. And I feel your energy, and I feel just joy that way, especially when you told me you were expecting a baby. I was like, oh my God. Do you feel freedom within yourself? Do you feel on the road to freedom?
Um, Not yet. I'm working on it. I mean, there's just so many things that I want to do, but I know that there are steps to get there, and I have to kind of work on each step. And I know that I I want to do something else in my career, for example. But yeah, I mean, I have to get through this first, and then work myself to get there as well. So yeah, I mean, but at least like right now in my mindset, like I think there's not much chatter. Whenever I think of something that is negative, I'll be like, wait a moment, why am I thinking that? So kind of it's always that awareness, like, okay, this is something that is negative. Why did it appear in my mind, and how can I shift that around? So yeah, I'm really grateful for that awareness of just of yeah.
Yeah. So your freedom will come. Do you feel freedom for you is when you when you've worked through all the things that you know you need to work through, but you've
Yeah.
got the tools to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are ready to take those next, it's just one step at a time. You're expecting a baby. You're going to bring new life into your world. So you will do things in your own time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's great, fantastic, so beautiful to hear. Thank you once again, Jelly, for being an amazing client that was open and ready and coachable, and it's been a joy. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for teaching me.
Okay, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
You too, and take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.